One thing I did not contemplate on doing today, okay, was making another video. I have things to do. I wanted you to take notice to how this is bent a little bit. These are the plugs I just took out of Holly Ann. I've had an engine anomaly that went away. I put these plugs in and it was okay for a little bit. And these are Chicom. This is what happens. Do you see the coloration, like how dark this one is? Okay, that's number 6 cylinder. Okay, now look at the burn pattern on these plugs. See how they're dark on one side, light on the other? That's not how a spark plug works. So the Chicom's got me again. But anyway, the truck would run normal one day, like I had a vacuum leak, and I go hunting down. Well, there was no vacuum leaks. I checked that truck 9 ways to Sunday. I'm spraying carb cleaner. I'm spraying this. I'm even putting water. I was spraying water a little bit. I had some what they call it, that deionized water. You can buy it at the market. Okay, it's like a distilled water. Anyway, I'm looking for anything I can find. Okay, it was the second set of effing Motorcraft plugs. Okay, that I put in it, and I could never get an idle set. The idle would constantly change on the truck. So for the last 2 days, I proofed the truck. I used it back and forth to the store just like I normally would. Okay. My point is, those are Chinese counterfeit spark plugs, and I always like the Motorcraft plug. Here we go again. One company makes one thing and another company makes it for that company. Well, those are champion plugs. If you buy a Motorcraft plug, they're actually a patented plug, and a lot of them, they have a lot of the platinum in them. They have a lot of copper, gold, and I believe it's titanium mixed is basically what platinum is. And I had gotten into the science. I actually have a book on it, but in other words, I told you, as you get older, you can only retain so much. Yeah. Oh, Orange Cat Bad is here. Like I said, this cat does not leave my side. So anyway, without me getting distracted again, okay, I wanted to make a point is they're selling counterfeit spark plugs, even at AutoZone is where I got those. They're just not any good. Anyway, I put a set of champions in. This is what I went with. Any of you guys doing this Offenhauser? Because these are a copper plug. These are the Copper Plus, and I prefer these. And they have them on Amazon at a fairly, I think you're only going to pay about 25, 30 bucks for them on Amazon. Here's your SKU number. And then here's your plug number. Hey, can you lay off? This cat is like every moment. I don't know. He's like subhuman. He wakes me up. He taps me with his paw like a person would tap another person. Then he sits there and he tries to talk to me. And so far, he's mastered a 4-letter word, a naughty word. Which brings me to another point. YouTube is censoring me again. The Joe Biden stooges, the FBI stooges. YouTube says we made a comment that wasn't appropriate or some shit like that. And then, you're suspended for 22 hours. Doesn't tell you what comment you made. Doesn't matter if it's satire, which I do a lot of satire, if you haven't noticed. Now that I'm not feeling good, I'm not that much satire. But behind the desk there every now and then, some of my shit filter gets full. Seeing this dumb stuff with this leftist, communist stuff. As I told YouTube once before, we all live on the same green little blue and marble. The trolls are out all over Twitter, and I don't know about. I don't go much, like I said. I use Twitter for some reason because of Trump and Truth Social, but they're all over again. You know what? Maybe you want to commit your kids to his fruitless fucking wars. You stupid. Oh, I don't have any kids because I'm one of them special people. You know what? Screw you, and screw YouTube for fucking censoring me. Okay, I'm a commonsensical guy. I served my country. Half of you people never served your country. Half of you people never did anything constructive in your life. And all of a sudden you're a software engineer, fucking guys like me. I got news for you. Your Chinese pals stole half the patents guys like me held. I wouldn't say half, every one of them. Every one of mine, I had 4 patents. 5th one was in development. I said, fuck this. I threw it away. You know what? I'm not putting anything out no more. Can't make any money because You side with the Chinese communists at YouTube. You let people, you let the Chinese Chi-Com steal intellectual and private property rights outright. Okay? Let's hope it continues and happens to you. It's the only thing I can say. Let's hope it happens to YouTube. Let's hope maybe China starts censoring YouTube. Okay? China's a devious little entity. So, anyway, I just wanted to let folks know that China bit Uncle Dutch again right in the ass. And she's running nice and strong again. Those plugs, I think the first set of those motorcrafts, they lasted all of about 3 weeks. And that's how that set of motorcrafts got in there. Because I said, I had motorcraft plugs actually down there. I prefer AC Delco, except for the big block Chevy. I prefer the motorcraft plugs. They hold up to the heat. They dissipate the heat better. These didn't last for shit. And that engine only runs at about 155 degrees. I have a 160-degree thermostat in it, and with that bigger radiator and expanded cooling in that truck, folks, it runs cold. There's no reason. Those plugs are not fried. Oh, maybe you should run the engine hotter. Not in the summer. In the summer, it comes up to temperature. In the winter, it runs a little bit cooler. But an engine will not run almost normal one day. You'll be able to set the idle, and then all of a sudden, you're driving the truck, and an hour later, the idle's all over the place after the engine heats up. It's not a heating problem. It's not the temperature the plugs are running at or the engine. Okay? It's taking those raw earth materials for the Chinese war machine that should be in those spark plugs. That's what caused that. Okay? There's no way in hell that should happen. Okay? Unless it was a bad valve. All the cylinders check out. I'm over 100 pounds of cylinder in that truck. Over 100 pounds. I think I'm 135 each cylinder. Each cylinder is within a pound of each other. Okay? Dave down at High Tech Machine, the guy that did that head for me with the parts that I gave him, he doesn't make mistakes. Okay? I told you how I won 5 modified championships. It's who I pay that makes me. Who I take my stuff to and who I pay is the guy that makes me. Has nothing to do with my build. It has nothing to do with his workmanship. My engine. That's China. Okay? Here you go again. You can see the carbon around that spark plug. And that's number 1 spark plug. Number 1 and number 6 spark plugs, and every other one's gray as a ghost like that. Doesn't happen in the real world. Okay? And not when your cylinders are perfectly balanced. Okay? And the carburetor was an adjustment. That was the other thing I couldn't figure out, is how I went from almost 12 pounds of vacuum where that engine should be running at. Then I'm hitting 18 pounds of vacuum after it's hot. And then I let it cool off and I started up again and I'm hitting 23 freaking pounds of vacuum and it's idling all over the place. Once again, folks, China. Have a nice weekend. My weekend, I feel a little bit better that I caught the problem, okay? That I know I just bought another Chinese turd. But that's like throwing my money away. It's the reason why people can't pay their bills, because they got to keep buying shit because of China. And China's laughing, he, fortune cookies say you fucked. Well, that's China.